some introductions. My name is Tom Doherty, I'm a new primary principal, so like you, I've come to find out about all these systems because I don't really know anything about them yet. Being a parent as well, my children are EP, I think I need to know about the parent portal. So I'm going to stand and watch Mrs. Nadaraja explain her way through all of these systems and how they all work. So,
Thank you very much. We hope this morning to kind of unravel some of the mysteries of all the different ways that we communicate at the school here. I do have a team with me today. I've got Mr. Dean Evans, who's head of music here at the primary campus, who's going to explain a little bit about signing up for peripatetic lessons. I've got Mr. Dave Denny, who's head of learning technologies across the school. And as this relies on technology this morning, I've got great people here to explain a bit more. And Mr. Phil Kearton, who I work closely with, who is on the leadership team looking after the students along with myself. Do feel free to pop out if you need to go. There's our mission and vision. It is about enriching the lives, I think, of all our students there in the vision, and we have so many different things that happen in the school, backed up by lots of online systems to help us go through that. Today, I'm going to go through a little bit about the different forms of communication we have at the school. Dean's going to go through a little bit about our peripatetic music lessons. We're going to explain about our new gateway and our parent portal, and we're going to show you how to go on to some of the online systems. Unfortunately today we've got Alex, we've got a couple of PTA members here as well. They're often walking around wearing their badge from PTA, and they're great to be able to ask any questions, anything about the school or anything about KL. So, communication, many different ways you'll discover across the school. So the main format is that we send out a lot of letters, but all our letters go out by email. You should have received probably a couple already that have gone out. In particular, we sent out a start of school letter from Mr. Verity at the beginning of the year. If you think you're not getting any letters, please drop into the school office and just verify your email that we're using the correct email. Letters will all go out through that, even letters which it requires a reply. So we're going out on a school trip, we'd like you to give permission. That will be done through a Google form, and on the letter in the email you'll be able to click on and it will take you straight away to the slip that you need to complete. Whereas before the children would bring it home in their bag, possibly, you fill in the reply slip, cut it off and send it back in. And this is a really quick and efficient way of going communication between home and school. So the vast majority of letters will all come home through email. At the end of the week, in our kind of online newsletter, Klass Ops, it will give a roundup of all the letters that have been sent out that week, just so that you know you have received them. SMS, if you're here, I hope you got the SMS which said that we are having a new parents workshop. Anything important, we will just send out reminders and any important information out through SMS. So if you're not getting it, please once again just check in through the office and make sure we've got the right numbers for you. In most cases, it goes out to priority 1 and priority 2 that you will have filled in on your application forms. These can be changed if you just come in and let us know. Email is the teachers will often communicate with you by email, or they might, it's a simple message, they might put it in the children's link book. The link books and diaries are used for communication, simple messages back and forward for our very youngest children. By the time they're getting up into year 5 and 6, the teachers will often communicate by email. One thing I will say is if you're emailing in the teacher and it's something important, you have to bear in mind that they may not be able to read it until the end of the day, during the day of their teaching. So if it is something that's really important, please you can send it through to the office, or a senior leader will be able to read it and get back to you. Class Times, I mentioned, that's the name of our online e-newsletter that goes out every Friday, and you should be getting one out tomorrow. Again, it will come out through email, and they will ask you to click on to read the newsletter. It'll be full of a roundup of the week from both campuses, primary and secondary, and it will also list down any letters, messages that have gone out for that week. Really worth reading. I've got down there Twitter and Facebook. If you are on Twitter, a Twitter user, you can search for Alice Smith School, is that right? And every day there'll be tweets from across both campuses with some of the different activities that are happening. So that's really worth following. We're using that more and more. We have an official Facebook page, Alice Smith School. You may have looked at it when you were thinking of joining us. It's got probably more official information because it's open to the public. But the PTA also have a Facebook page which is closed. You need to join it. You can search for it and then submit a request to join. The PTA will check that you're a parent of the school, and that's got lots of useful information in it as well. The PTA. So we're just going to move on to our peripatetic music lessons. We've got hundreds happening every week. To tell you a bit more about that, Dean Evans.
Thank you very much. I wanted to come to talk to you this morning because the peripatetic music program has grown. The year before I came, there were 6 students learning instruments. This year we have, I just emailed 350, and we still have a few spaces. The instruments we offer are most instruments now. You can see up there, we have several piano teachers in the top. And we can move on to the next slide. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about fees and what you need to do if you want to sign up. Our fees are 85 ringgit for half an hour, or 150 per hour, and usually we have 10 lessons a term. We have some instruments to hire, although we're running out. I've just ordered a few more, so you can hire violin, cello, flute, clarinet, saxophone, trumpet, trombone. That's all. And the timetable, lessons run throughout the school day on a rotation. Students don't miss the same class each week, so the first week it will be at 8 o'clock, next week it will be at 8:30, and so on. And there are some after-school slots from 2 till about 4:15, if you prefer an after-school slot, but obviously they're more limited. And we have lunchtime slots as well. Next slide. I think that's it. Oh yeah, just the important thing is my email address. I don't have my business cards yet. But if you're interested in signing up for classes, please do send me an email. The timetable is pretty full at the moment. So there is a waiting list for some of the more popular instruments. And some of that is limited by the amount of instruments we can hire you. So if you have your own instrument, then there's more likelihood of finding a space. But we do have quite a few instruments left to hire, and there are a few spaces for the more popular instruments like piano and violin. So do send me an email if you're interested, and I'll see what I can do for you. Thank you.
Yeah, ask a question. Yeah, before.
Is this part of the schedule, the weekly timetable, or is it something extra? And if it's something extra, what will it replace?
It's a question. We have music lessons, so every year group has a music class, and in that music class they'll do curriculum music, and they'll be doing performing and listening and composing and praising and different activities in the class. This is extra, so it doesn't replace anything. It's just on top. If you want to learn a specific instrument, like you want your child to learn the piano, then we have 4 piano teachers which will remove them from class once a week for their half-hour lesson. So it's just for half an hour individual lesson. Younger children will be picked up by the piano teacher, but the older children in Key Stage 2 will make their own way to their lesson at the time. So it's extra.
While we're with lots of children who have taken up this great orchestra, we do also have students who are learning instruments outside of school as well, and are welcome to join all the music clubs after school. Any more questions on music? Thank you very much. I'm just looking at his email at the bottom. It might be worth noting that the emails are usually the first initial of the teacher and their surname. And if it's in the primary campus, it's .jb. If it's the secondary campus, it's .ep. So you can probably work out everybody's email address at the school. They're all alice-smith.edu.mine. So yours is gevans.jb. Again, do just come and ask if you're not sure. Okay, our parent portal. Our parent portal is kind of the secure end of our website. You can go onto the website. You can click on the parent portal at the bottom, and it will take you to information that we obviously don't want the public to find out about. So all to do with letters and events that are happening in the school. So click there to show you. So it comes up like this, and you will put in parents at alice-smith.edu.mine and the password. Mr. Roger Schultz, I think, has sent out a couple of letters to you, emails, and they put the email in it. I have got some handouts here. I'll get a few more if you haven't got it. It's just a reminder there of the password. Fingers crossed that will work, and we'll go through to the parent portal. It's got lots of information there. Information you can click for the calendar. If you go to news, it's got kind of highlights that might be happening this week, anything that's been in the media about the school. It's got a directory where you can go through and you can find, particularly useful I think for secondary, parents like it, you can go through and try and track who your child's teacher might be in a different department and find their email. There's a section on letters home, so emails that have gone home this week, and you can see that. It's also got the links, importantly we'll be talking about a little later on, to the Klass Ops, which is our payment system, the school payment system for buying things, and we have CHQ there, which is our clubs and activities, sign up there. So the parent portal is the kind of secure end of the website. However, we are moving forward with technology, and we're moving forward to a new system. I'm very fortunate Ms. Debbie's here today to explain a little bit about that. You're the first to hear.
Morning, everybody. Okay, so what we're doing this year is launching something called the Klass Gateway. Now, we've had this already running for 12 months for the students, but what we're trying to do is basically centralise the one place where everybody in the Alice Smith community goes to find information and access school services. So the web address is classgateway.edu.my. You can just Google Klass Gateway, and I think it's the third result down. It's slowly making its way to the top. So if we just follow that through, this is what you're presented with. So you've got basically the same newsfeed here. We scroll down a little bit, you'll see the student login here, and then below that you've also got the community parent type stuff as well, and then our social media at the bottom there. Now if we just go up to the parent one for a sec, the links here, sorry, community, there we go, thank you. So the links here at the moment currently just take you to the same place on the parent portal that we just showed you. You'll still need your parent portal password to access them, but it's just a bit quicker than sort of navigating through the website, finding the parent portal. You can go straight to Klass Ops, you can go to basically whatever it is you want from there. Now the other thing I'd like to show you, if possible, if you scroll down please, Mr. Keaton, sorry, up I should say, is JB. So if you click on JB, this is the student portion of the site, okay, specifically for students at JB. At the moment we haven't been asked to log in, and as Mr. Evans was saying about music information, if we just go into the music page there for a sec, it's probably going to ask you to log in now. Oh, no, there we go, we're all right. Oh, you are looked in, that's why. There we go. Okay, so you can see you'll have the peripatetic timetable there, any clubs and activities that might be happening for music, music moments, which are where the students sort of do some playing and stuff at different times throughout the day, and then any events. So if you need to find out any music information, Mr. Evans will put it on there. You will need to use your student login, your child's login to be able to access it, but they will have it written in their diaries by the end of this week. So if you need to know what it is, just have a look in their diaries. So we can just go back to the other page, the main one, back to JB again. The other one as well, if we scroll down a sec, if you're looking for any specific PE information, so if we go onto the PE page, scroll down a little bit, thank you, and then if you click on class lines, so any sort of sports fixtures and things like that will also be listed on this site, there you go. Okay, and again, to access this, you'd need to use your student, your child's login. Hello.
If you've got a little kid, what's their student login? Where do we know that? Because the bigger kids will have theirs. If you have a kid in like reception or year 1.
In year 1, they will have it written in their diaries.
This week, okay,
yeah.
right.
If you are in reception and you need it, then talk to the teacher and they can issue it for you. Okay, so thank you. If we just go back again, back onto JB. Okay, so again, you still, for the what I'm going to show you now, you wouldn't need to log in. So if we go to year 4, for example, okay, you'll see the idea of this is to provide resources for your students, your children to use throughout the year and to revisit. So you've got links there which will have any sort of useful websites they might use, for example, Education City or the BBC site. The other important one is haze and school closure work. If the government ever shuts the school because the haze gets so bad, and it has happened in the past, we will put, if you just want to click on it, your child's basically home learning for the day will go onto that day. You don't need to log in to be able to access it. You just go straight to that page and then work will be put onto that from there for you. I can go back again. You've got the class page here, and each class has its own page. Your children will be able to find useful information there. You will be asked to log in at this point, or they will be asked to log in, because obviously we want to retain privacy over this portion of the site. So, again, if we just go back one more time, have I covered everything there? I think that's probably it. So can we just go quickly back to the presentation? Thank you, next slide. So I've covered a lot of that already. If we just go on to the next one, year 5 and 6, can I just quick show of hands, anyone in 5 and 6? Okay, 5 and 6 are slightly different because obviously they've got iPads. So all the work for them will be distributed through Google Classroom. At the moment we're working on a way for you to be sent weekly updates for that. I'll talk more about that later. You will need to know your child's password, obviously, to access the Class Gateway. And if you can't find something, do bear with us, because this is currently under development by virtually everybody in the school. So we're moving forward with it. Just be patient. And if you've got any suggestions, do please let us know.
Thank you very much, Dave. You can see for existing parents, we're obviously moving away from the parent portal onto the gateway. It's much easier to navigate through. It looks great, but we're in the process of transferring everything from one to the other. We're just going to go through some of the other online systems. I did give out at the beginning, but I've got more here at the end, some information on the different types of passwords we use in the school. For many of them, it's your own child's login and their password. Again, if you contact the school, they will give you, they will let you know, remind you what it is. At the primary campus, the children are issued with it, and they're not allowed to change it. If it needs to be changed for for any reason, the school will change it so that we got a note of that. That's slightly different, as you imagine, in secondary campus. The students can make their own passwords. But at primary, we will retain and know at any one time what the passwords are for the students. The first one we're going to talk about is the Klass Ops systems. This is our online payment system. It can be used for ordering school meals if you have a student in year 1 to 6. It can also it'll be used for payment for school trips. We used it for ordering the yearbook at the end of the year. So anything that involves any money, we go to the Klass Ops system. Phil here, who is a parent, has his own login there and is going to show us what to do. The Klass Ops for the payment system should be sent to you by the school. Each time we send out a message about you need to log on to Klass Ops, we usually put underneath it, if you don't know or you've lost or you've forgotten your password, it will give you an email to the school for you to click on, and we will send it back as soon as possible. You were sent that, weren't you, by email? I'll let you explain a little bit.
Hello, Ian. With Klass Ops, it is an additional level of security. This holds my credit card details, it holds information about me, you can see personal information. My 3 children are there, my wife is there, so you've been able to access now my personal account. Within this, unfortunately, I don't have a great deal of balance left. This is my balance left over from last year. I've yet to top up for this year. But this is where I would go to buy the school meals for my children. If I want my children to go and have their deli for the day, I can simply go in there and carry out the transaction. Or at the bottom, it's got meal order. I will need to be going to the second tab to reload. You'll need to register your credit card details, and depending on the card, you might get the verified by Visa or the MasterCard secure code, and you'll have possibly the SMS that comes through to verify. Events and trips, I've clicked through all of this as we're still setting up at the moment. There aren't any trips for my children, I've just been through and clicked, and you can't see anything there yet. But again, when the children are going on trips, when we ask for payment to be made, it can be made all through Klass Ops here. To do the reloader, just to mention again, I top up mine using my credit card, but you can come into school, into the one-stop centre, upstairs in the Jubilee Centre where the accounts department is, and you can make a payment there. You can make your deposit and they will credit your account, and then you don't need to go through credit card details if that's what you prefer. I find it quite easy to just type in my credit card and I'm in. The other things that are available, you can go back through and look at what you've previously done. So I can now look through, if I was to click, and it will show all the meals that my children had all through last term. It will show me all the trips that they've been on, how much I paid for that trip and where they went, so that it does keep a log of all of that information as well. But as you can see, details at the side, that shows what class my child is in, what trips or events are coming up, and what I need to be doing. At the moment, they're all empty. You can see the balance. I haven't paid anything. I haven't got any pending meals. And again, with absences, for example, if you've paid for your meals in advance, some people pay for the whole week, some people pay for the entire term. If your child's absent, then that will get credited and you won't lose that. It will still remain in the system. It will show that they didn't receive their meal, and that will get credited further on to the following week or following term.
The meals, the shutdown for the meals is on Thursday, that's today, isn't it? Thursday at midnight, in order to order for the following week. So at midnight tonight, it will not allow you to order food for next week. We obviously hope the vast majority of our parents will have ordered if they would like school meals. If the case that you haven't managed to do it, you need to come into the office and we will have to do it manually. So this is for next week. Bill, you clicked on that. The breakfast comes with the lunch, so you don't need to click on the breakfast, but it will only allow you to choose one option, either an Asian, vegetarian, or Western, and the price for the whole day is 16 ringgit. There we go. So.
As I've clicked to buy, you'll notice that I haven't actually paid yet. It's almost like putting it in your basket when you're shopping online. So it now shows that my total so far, I bought one meal, I bought a vegetarian meal for Nina at the moment, and it showed it as 16 ringgit that's pending. I can go ahead and book the whole week, and I can click different things. I might want Western, Asian, vegetarian, and it will continue to total the amount that I've spent. Here I can choose and I can select who I'm going to choose my meal for. My youngest son's in reception. We don't provide meals at the moment for lunchtime for reception children. So only 2 of my children are displayed. But once again, I can go through and then choose the next child, make the meal booking for them, and then simply go to checkout to buy those meals. I don't know those meals. Can I undo that?
You can undo that. We should have a cancel button somewhere. Is that the end of the order?
Yeah.
They have been looking at allowing parents, once you have ordered, if you wish to go back and cancel it. Phil, you'll need to experiment with that. But if there is any trouble, you need to cancel, please just once again contact the office. Yes, any questions about the online system? Well, if the child is absent and you have ordered meals, I think in the first instance, if you could let us know. We really do need 24 hours notice, to be fair to the canteen, which prepares the food. If we know, if you let us know, we will cancel it. There is meant to be a system that they're putting on there to allow you to do it. If you're not able to do it, then let us know. 24 hours would be good. If we know a school, for example, a class is going out on a trip and will not be having their school meal, we'll go ahead and just and cancel it on behalf. But perhaps at the moment it's best to let us know that your child will not be taking it that day. You've not found the cancel button? No. That's okay. Somewhere there. Anything else to do with the online system just before we leave that? Yes?
Sorry, can you do the kids get a slip of paper or something to know that
Good question. So school meals. So you've ordered school meals for your children, for example, for next week. The system, when the teachers open the register in the morning, they have another site where they can go to and they can see. It will put up today what children are having meals for that day. It will also tell them which one they're having, Western, Asian, or vegetarian. And the children get a school band, and it's a coloured band for the different meals. They put the band on, and when they go down to the dining hall, they know which queue to line up in, and the servers know which meal to give them. At the end of the day, they drop the band in the box, and that's repeated for the next day. So the teachers will do that every morning. So they don't have to. You don't have to remember. They don't have to remember. It will be on there for them. There's no money involved in the primary campus. If by any chance the children don't have a meal, something's happened, and we will feed them for you. We'll deal with that later. We've got packed lunches. They do drop them on the floor. Particularly it's something nice in the deli, but we will always feed the children.
Did you say you're putting your credit card details on for the first time, Structured Finance Office, or that initial setup?
Let me just check that, Phil. The initial setup can be done through Klass Ops. You do not need to go to the accounts office. You can put in your credit card down there.
Once you get sent your login, you'll have access to all of this, and then you can go through to register, reload, and process any invoice.
When is this say register on there? I can see the reload.
I think when you log in for the first time, I think that's where it goes through and you do a setup procedure.
If you press reload, what happens now? You'll do that. If you get stuck, you could call us or anything like that, but I think when you put it in for the first time, it will ask you to do it. If you do not want to put your credit card details in, the other option is that you could go up to the accounts office and you can pay in some money and they will automatically credit onto your system. I think the preference is that everybody uses their, most people are quite happy to use their credit card details.
Yes. Will we see the invoices on that?
Invoices, no, not at the moment.
No, I think they're working on it.
They're working on it. So we've got some things on there, and there's a lot more that we would like to get on there, but probably later. How do you pay? You explain.
Yeah, sorry. Music lessons have to be paid at the accounts office at the moment, upstairs in the Jubilee Centre. They are working out how we can move on to online system. They've been working on it for a while, but I don't think it's possible yet. No, sorry. And so some people come and try to pay me, But you can't pay me, unfortunately. I have to send them over here.
We've got too many tabs open. Phil was just looking to what the teachers see. But the teachers see a list of who's on for that day, and they can filter it, and it will get through. Right, the next one, important one, is CHQ. A lot of acronyms in our school. This is for the clubs and activities. Again, this is for year 2 to 6, or like all the way through the school up to secondary. And year 1 will be able to sign up in term 3, so sign up for clubs and activities. Either today, if it's today, or first thing tomorrow morning, everyone will get, right across the whole school, will get a letter, an email letter, with details of this year's sign up. Sign up for clubs and activities opens on Monday morning at 9:30, and it will be open, the CHQ system will be open for 3 days for you to sign up, go in and choose which clubs and activities you want. While there are some clubs which have obviously got limited numbers, where possible we're trying not to do this on a first come first serve. So you have 3 days to sign up. About 95% of our students get their first choice. There are obviously a few clubs where we can only have limited numbers, and I'll try and do that on a fair system. When you get your email, it will give you a link to come through, or you can go to the gateway and find CHQ there. For CHQ, you need to use your child's password and your child's login for school. Again, on the email it will say if you don't have it, if you've forgotten it, it will give you an email address to contact the school to be able to do that. So Phil's going to put in his daughter Nina's password. And I am right in saying you have to, for each child you have to do it. For each child you need to use their password. So if you've got 3 children between year 2 to 6, you're going to have to do it three times. That may be something we're working on. So there we go, Phil's gone in. It tells you there, at the moment he can go in and do that, but just says it's going to be opening up on Monday at 9:30, and it'll close on Wednesday. It lets you know when the confirmation emails will go out and when activities start and finish. At the moment, if you try and click on profile, but we will not be able to see any schedule at the moment. You'll only be able to see that on Monday morning. See what else you can find. So there's some. Do you want to say? Here you go.
Again, with CHQ, although having 3 children makes it a little bit more difficult, when it comes to logging in, you do need to log out and log back in for each different child that you're going to register for. For my children here, I've got although again, it doesn't start until next week, in the interest of fairness, it will be open for everybody at 9 a.m. Although there are limited clubs, we have, I think term 3, there were 100 clubs that we offered after school, so there are plenty of opportunities for children to experience a lot of different things. You can see just as an example here, there is some of the history for my daughter, whether she's been to rainbows and brownies, art and craft, gymnastics and swimming. Sign them up for all sorts of different activities. I can't show you what's available for her now, because of course that's not open until Monday. Some of the other things, transport for example, it'll show if you're one of the children using the bus, it'll show which bus it is, whether they're on the activity bus at 3:15 because she's just had swimming, or whether they're on the usual 2 o'clock dismissal bus, and it'll show you the bus number and where they'll be going. Some of the other things, timetable for example, the children will be bringing home a paper timetable or a copy of it in their diary or link book, and children in years 5 and 6, they'll be on the Google Classroom using Google Calendar for their timetables. But here it will show you any other perhaps peripatetic or extra music or something like that. My daughter on here has got a maths lesson that she goes to in addition to the normal timetable, so that's where the timetable comes in. Personal information, quite self-explanatory. It shows name, age, date of birth, address and such like. If there are any details on there that are incorrect, drop into the office, let us know, and we can make those amendments. Further down, assessments at the moment doesn't have anything in it, but again you can see our absences, it registers, and that's where we're not actually going to be going into that. We'll use our own SIMs for registration for that. So some of the information on here won't be useful, we won't need it. But generally, it's clubs and activities. That's what we'll need this for come Monday morning.
So when you get the letter out today or tomorrow, you can actually go into CHQ and see you can get in first and contact us if you can't. You won't be able to see your clubs and activities until Monday, but you should still be able to log in. Again, on Monday morning and for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, if you wish, we'll be setting up computers in the office, the front office here, and there'll be probably ladies there to help you if you're not sure what to do. So you can come into school and sign on in school if you're not able to do so at home. Thank you, Phil. Okay, so that's CHQ.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Is there like a description of what is a rainbow?
Yeah, the description is when you go into the clubs and activities, it will come up with the club and there will be a description of what's going to happen in each one of the clubs. Just for Rainbows is part of the uniformed club system, Brownies, Guides. The Rainbows are the youngest ones on it. Some of the clubs, there's different types of clubs. There are there's a few fee-paying clubs, so that's run by external providers. For example, our Taekwondo is run by an external provider, then there's a fee involved. There's a cooking club, and it's an external, so there's a fee involved. The clubs run by the teachers are non-fee paying, so they're a free club. So there's a mixture of different types of clubs. There's also clubs that you can see there, but you can't select because there may be selection only. That would be some of our older children if they're into the teens. Also there's a late clubs, and you'll see it there, but you won't be able to sign up because that's a selection only club. In fact, the uniform clubs, the Brownies, the Guides, the Cubs, you have to register with the ladies who run the clubs. It won't be open for anyone to choose. You have to become a Brownie, obviously, in order to be able to go to that club. Again, everyone, the ladies from the PTA or anyone in the office can give you some more information on that. Okay. Just, I think we're one click through. Just if your children are using the bus, please, we sent out a letter about it. Please do download the app here. It's the Captor GPS tracking app. You can get it on for the Android and for the iPhone. There's information about how to do it. Just find that, go for search for that. And once you go on, we've given out there's a login and the password for that. We're going to try and show you here on the iPad. There we go. And Alice_Smith. And that it's really helpful at the end of the day to see where the bus is. Particularly if it's a rainstorm, we're going to be slightly delayed, and there's traffic on the road. There we go. So you can see the prefix EP and JB. You should know by now, JB stands for Jalan Bellamy, the primary campus, affectionately known as EP, Equine Park, where the secondary campus is situated. It tells you which bus number. I think in the letter we sent out, it told you which areas they're going to. If you're at all unsure, you contact the office of the bus contractor and he'll tell you which bus they're on. The buses do 2 rounds, so they go out at about 2:15. School finishes at 2. We register all the children. They go out on the bus. The bus comes back. Once clubs and activities start, the bus will go back out again. They're then initialed as a letter. A, B, C, D, for example, and those are our activity buses. So the bus will come back, it then changes to the activity bus, which is why it's got 2 codes there. The engine's off there, so that's it, it's done its run this morning. If Phil clicks on the map, you can see a lot of information there. Unfortunately, it will upload every minute. It's sitting there in space, but yeah, the map should come up, and you might find it sitting outside the school. Or the bus driver's gone for his breakfast, but you can track the buses, you can track them on the holidays, they're there. So do try it, and it is really, really helpful. There we go. Thank you. Let me check this. What happens there is it does come up as a Google map and I can show you which roads they're on, but no luck just now. I'll have to reload it later.
I think you'll probably get a better indication where it is if you just look out the window.
Yeah, look at the windows. Has anyone tried it? Yeah, it does work. Yeah, you've got it. There we go. And you can see it is very useful. So you can see if the bus seems to be going in the wrong direction, don't panic. We did have that. We had one parent phoned up. I think it was a secondary parent. The bus was heading down to Johor to Singapore. I think Mr. Yeat swapped over the buses. Hadn't bothered to tell us. So everyone was safe, but just looked like they were all going in the wrong direction. Was not good. They're not a good start. I think we might be. There we go. Right, I have a few more of these at the end. It was just really to try and kind of capture some of the different passwords that we have. Some of them are generic, everybody's using them. Other ones are just specifically for your child. Or with the Klass Ops system, that is a parent one. It's got confidential information on it. It will be your own one. The last thing we'll just go down to, I've got Tapestry Learning Journal. These are the online reporting systems for our youngest students. We do have some more workshops coming up about them. Again, the teacher will give you a letter and you'll be able to log in and see the progress of your children and how they're getting on. Okay. We're just finishing with PTA and class reps. We have put out an appeal for class reps. Each class has usually one or two, and they're a strong link between the PTA and parents and giving out information as well. They will also link with the teacher. The teacher needs any support for going out on trips or having a production. But importantly, I suppose the PTA and the class reps are here to welcome and support new families like yourself into the school. It does take a couple of weeks at the beginning of term to get the system up and running, and you may be asked later on if you're happy to give out your telephone number to the class reps. But they will often set up WhatsApp groups and just keep you informed about different things, and they often have coffee mornings as well. I've got members of the PTA out here, so at the back, Alex and Tracy, so please take time to come and ask them any questions about where to find things around KO. Hopefully that's unravelled some of the mysteries of the school today. I don't know if we've got any kind of general questions, otherwise we're going to stay around at the end. Yes? The same systems, yeah, EP use the same systems, it's the same bus, the bus login, the CHQ clubs and activities. You often find the students are able to do that themselves because they've got their own login, they know what to do. When my child was there, I never had to do it, they just did that themselves. But the payment system, you'll use that for paying for trips as well, exactly the same. There are no activities for preschool and reception. They have a very busy day, and so we don't. And it's quite complex at the end of the day. They need to be able to find themselves to their clubs and back again. So it's limited from year 2 upwards as well. Yeah, year 2. Preschool reception, if the students are confident and capable, they can do music lessons. They can choose to do. We do have a few. Who will sign up for peripatetic lessons throughout the day. That'll be fun. There's no problem with that one. Yes? Yes, school buses, you can do one way. You can pay for one way or 2 ways. But you need to sign up for the whole term, obviously, for the allocation of bus seats. So, our bus contractor is Mr. and Mrs. Yee. One's they're based at EP and here. His office is up on the Jubilee Centre at the top there next to the deli, and he'll be happy to explain a little bit more. We can't go everywhere, but he goes to most of the main areas as well. Yes?
How long is the lunch break?
How long is the?
Lunch break.
The lunch break. Lunch break here is 40 minutes for the students. And we do it with a staggered lunch, so they're not all having lunch. There's crossover, but they're not all having lunch at the same time, so that we can do that and have served hot meals. And everybody goes to eat in the lunch, whether they're having packed lunches or hot meals. Yeah. But break time, we have it as a whole school together, and it's just the students having a school meal. We'll pop down to the canteen to have their break there. Yep. No, so if they're having a hot meal, so it's lunch, everyone eats down there, but their friends will be eating there too. So let's say, for example, year 1 and 2, they eat lunch first, they've got 20 minutes, everyone goes there. Hot meals, they can sit next to their friends who are having packed lunches as well, so they don't take it away. They've got a knife and fork, and they will all sit down there. The same for 3 and 4, followed by 5 and 6. It's only at break time where the children tend to drop in, eat something, and go again. So it's just the school meal children who go down there. Yes. Oh, just one more question. If you're sick, you can email the office, and that's Nessa in the front office. Office JB as well. I think there's our admin. You can email them, and they will let them know that the child is absent, and they'll enter it into the system too.
Even just informing the class teacher as well, there'll be that triangulation. You inform the office, they'll tell the class teacher. You tell the class teacher, they'll inform the office, so hopefully that everybody then is informed.
It's only that it's an emergency, you need the teacher to read something, then it's best just to send it straight to the office. Well, thank you very much for coming. We will stay around at the end, so please do come and ask any individual questions. And the PTA are up at the back with their badges on too, so they've got lots of information on the school and on KL. Thank you very much.